My name's Gary.
Hi, my name's Yura. You're a fag.
That's funny. You're cool, man.
Yep, that's today's whole episode. Everyone being a douche to this dude right off rip, and him winning them over by being absurdly, tooth-rottingly nice. What's up, folks? Today we're diving into the chaotic brilliance of South Park, specifically the 7th season's 12th episode, all about Mormons. Contrary to what you'd expect from the show and the episode's title, this isn't just a 20-minute dunk on a religion. Oh no, it's an existential roast served up on some totally real golden plates. Trey Parker and Matt Stone didn't just take shots, they emptied the entire clip of satire at Mormonism. And yet, by the end, you're sitting there thinking, wait, am I the bad guy? Spoiler alert, you probably are. In any case, let's get to work on unpacking this masterpiece of satire, awkward family dinners, and catchy as hell tunes. Well, catchy choruses at least. So strap in, grab your magic rocks, and for the love of Joseph Smith, don't lose any pages of this script. We do not have backups. Don't worry, you'll get that reference later if you haven't already seen the episode. The episode begins innocently enough because, you know, that's what South Park's known for. South Park Elementary gets a new student, Gary Harrison. A kid so nice, you'd think he came straight out of a Disney Channel original movie.
I'm really excited to live in this town and share all kinds of great experiences with you, my new friends.
Like if you told me Gary spends his weekends volunteering to rescue puppies while simultaneously solving world hunger, I wouldn't even question it. Bro straight up gets called a slur the second he takes a seat and doesn't even bat an eye. In fact, he praises the bully for being funny and tries to make nice.
Hey, my name's Gary.
Hi, my name's Yura. You're a fag.
That's funny. You're cool, man.
Naturally, the kids are suspicious. Nobody is that nice in South Park without a catch. Gary is basically the human equivalent of that one Amazon package you're sure is too good to be true. 5-star reviews, free shipping, and somehow only $2.99. Except unlike those packages, this kid is the real deal. Not an ounce of anything but unbelievably likable attitude and understanding in his body somehow. Don't believe me yet? Well, when Stan gets nominated by the other little pricks to beat the stuffing out of Gary for daring to be so nice, because of course that's a problem, Gary's so chill about the whole situation that the would-be bully loses every iota of disdain he had for the new kid.
It's really tough being in a totally new place, but I think all you guys are really cool, so I understand if there's initiation rites.
Dude, stop it.
The other kids are watching. Look, do what you gotta do. I won't fight back. I just hope that maybe afterwards we can try to be friends someday.
In fact, Stan ends up not only leaving Gary alone and defending him, but even going to the new kid's house for dinner. Kinda makes me wish my childhood crush had been a Mormon if that's how they do things. Anywho, after Stan gets roped into having dinner at Gary's house, things escalate pretty quickly, at least in Stan's mind. The Harrisons aren't just nice, they're Stepford-level wholesome. They're the kind of family that would apologize if you spilled coffee on them. Seriously, how the hell are you supposed to be mad at people who constantly ooze love, affection, and respect for every living being under their roof?
Hey everybody, this is my new friend Stan. Stan, this is my mom and dad.
Hi, Stan.
It's so nice to meet you.
And this is my brother Mark.
Hi.
My sister Jenny.
Hey.
My little brother Dave.
Hi.
And my baby sister Amanda.
Hello, Stan.
In that regard, their politeness is so extreme that it borders on psychological warfare. You're not mad at them because you can't be mad at them. If anything, you end up being mad at yourself for not being as nice as them instead. At the Harrisons' dinner table, the episode shifts into the real meat and potatoes of religious satire territory. Gary's family ends up reciting the history of Mormonism in the middle of what they've dubbed family home evening night or something like that. Naturally confused, since he's never heard of this stuff, Stan asks about it, and the family decides to teach Stan about the history of Mormonism through a little thing I like to call the most bizarre musical number you'll ever see. Seriously, if Hamilton and the Twilight Zone had a baby, this would be it. Well, maybe not quite, but slap my crack and call me Martin Harris if I ain't close. So let me set the scene for this little abomination of a musical masterpiece. Joseph Smith, a 19th century treasure hunter, parades through town claiming to be a prophet, as told to him by, you guessed it, God and Jesus themselves. This story's already putting the G's in Jesus, and we're not even getting at the most ridiculous part yet. As the Harrisons recount this tale, the episode hits us with the ultimate comedic weapon, the dum 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 chorus. Every time the story gets more ridiculous, that cheerful little bit reminds us, yes, This is real. People believe this. It's the kind of thing that gets stuck in your head for days. Imagine trying to explain to your coworkers why you're humming dum 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 during a Zoom call where your boss just said some extra stupid crap no one wants to call him out for. In any case, when people doubt Joseph's words about being a prophet, he tells them about how the big folks upstairs told him none of the other religions have it right. So he should just start his own religion, I guess. And I mean, why would he ever lie about that, right? So naturally people believe him now. Insert dum 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 from Joseph's words to the townspeople to that night when he meets the supposed Caucasian Native American angel. I wish I was making this up. The chorus chimes in constantly to break through the cringe and dunk on the sheer lunacy of the story. Right as the Harrisons finish up that part of the tale with Joseph heading out to find the golden plates and the seer stones that'll let him translate them, Stan has to head on home, and we get to see the contrast between the Mormons and his own family. Yeah, the Harrisons might sound like absolute lunatics to him at first, but even Stan can't deny that they're simply better people for it as far as he can tell, not to mention a closer family. Something which he tries to talk his own TV-addicted, beer-chugging, barely-talking family into being, only to admit to his dad Randy what the Harrisons told him. And oh boy, Randy is not happy.
Mr. Harrison said that I need to be following Heavenly Father's plan, and I don't even know what that is.
All right, that does it.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go have a talk with this Mr. Harrison. If he thinks he can fill my son's head with wacko religious crap, he's wrong.
Enter every angry parent who's ever thought someone was trying to brainwash their kid, even if that wasn't the Harrisons' intention at all. And before you know it, Randy's marching over to the Harrisons, ready to kick names and take other way around, my bad. Sure enough, though, once he gets there, Randy's hit with the same 1-2 combo of psychological warfare and hospitality that his son was. Faster than he can even register what's going on, the Harrisons have sat him down, fed him, realized what he's mad about, and addressed his concerns all in practically one breath.
Look, I actually came over because I'm a little concerned about some of the things you told my son.
Oh, and of course there's the continuation of the banger musical that runs its course over the airtime of this episode, so let's get back into that too. The morning after the angel Moroni visits Joseph, yes, the angel's name is Moron I, he heads into town claiming that he dug up the gold plate and the seer stones in the nearby woods, and has the word of God himself backing him up now. Oh, but he's been forbidden from showing them to anyone, so like, don't ask to see them, but they're totally real. Much like the people in Joseph's own time, Randy instantly buys what the Mormons are selling. And regardless of what the Book of Mormon says, Randy just wants his family to be closer like the Harrisons are. So he declares that the Marshes are now Mormons, believing that it'll bring them the same happiness the Harrisons clearly have. In a nutshell, this is kind of the crux of the episode. Sort of. It doesn't really matter what the Harrisons believe. What's important should be that they're better people for it, and a closer and more loving family. As long as their beliefs aren't hurting anybody, why should it be something they're clowned for? I mean, apart from it being really, really funny. This is where Matt and Trey really flex the genius of the episode's writing. While it roasts Mormonism, it's not just a cheap dunk fest. This isn't a Comedy Central roast of Joseph Smith, although, let's be real, we'd all watch that. Instead, the episode examines the broader idea of belief, why we cling to certain ideas no matter how absurd they seem to outsiders. Sure, the Harrisons' faith might be based on questionable origins, but it's made them kind, generous, and dare I say, annoyingly perfect. Unlike his father's questionable instant conversion, Stan's still skeptical of the whole story the Mormons base their faith on. And this comes to a head near the end of the episode when the Harrisons finally finish up the musical of Joseph Smith during family dinner at the Marsh residence. Enter Martin Harris, Joseph Smith's rich scribe, who, at the suggestion of his wife, loses the pages of the Book of Mormon to test if Joseph can recreate them and is thus truly translating them, or just making stuff up as he goes along. And of course, Joseph's solution is essentially, yeah, kinda made God mad, so he refused to let me translate the plates again. Don't worry though, he gave me a new version. This man basically invented the Control-Z function for divine revelations. Naturally, Stan is baffled and points out the story proves Joseph Smith was a liar, if anything, despite the Harrisons emphasizing that it's totally fine to disagree and even a good thing that he thinks for himself instead of blindly believing others' words. Stan won't lay off. He refuses to let this go without really laying into the Harrisons and his dad for buying into what he believes to be utter nonsense. He accuses them of being blindly faithful idiots while completely ignoring the fact that he's pretty much the only asshole in the room right now, eventually resulting in the Harrisons being kicked to the curb. In classic South Park fashion, the whole scene points out that being anti-religion can be just as dogmatic as being religious. Stan doesn't actually care about the facts, he's just mad that someone else might be happier than him because of something he deems utterly insane. I bet that first part's pretty relatable to most of you, isn't it? At its core, All About Mormons is a philosophical slap fight between faith and facts. The Harrisons blindly believe in Joseph Smith, golden plates, and seer stones. Stan blindly believes that yelling louder makes you right, and being right is all that matters. Both sides are kinda ridiculous, which is exactly the point. The episode doesn't ask us to pick a side. Instead, it forces us to question our own beliefs. Are you team faith, like the Harrisons, or team facts, like Stan? Or are you team I just came here for the jokes, please stop making me think about my life? What makes this episode so brilliant is how it finds humor in awkward realities. Chief in point, the musical retelling of Mormonism, which manages to be both hilarious and historically accurate. I mean, how many other shows could turn a story about white Native American angels, mystical holy golden plates, and magic rocks, or sorry, stones, into a toe-tapping banger? By the end of the episode, Stan goes right back from being open to the Harrisons' beliefs to thinking they're total whack jobs with ridiculous beliefs, who shouldn't be entertained for even a moment. Hell, he even talks smack about Gary to his friends who have been mocking him all episode and says he doesn't even want to be near the guy, all because of his faith. That's when Gary enters the scene and gives Stan the wake-up call of the week. No one was ever forcing him to accept the beliefs the Harrisons had, just like nobody asked him to blow a gasket and go off on them for something that doesn't affect him in any way. All Gary's done since the moment he's met Stan is try to be his friend and treat him with respect. But Stan was too stuck in his own beliefs and high and mighty attitude to return that courtesy, and in doing so, he failed to realize that through his disdain for the Harrisons, he became the very thing he was criticizing. A close-minded idiot who refuses to think outside of his comfort zone and believes everyone other than himself to be wrong. As he walks off with a mic drop worthy dunk on Stan, Gary delivers the moral of the story, which is one that a lot of people need to take to heart if we're being honest. It doesn't matter what you believe, as long as you're not a jerk about it. That's it. That's all anyone was trying to do here. Live their lives and not be jerks. And that's the beauty of this episode, and oftentimes South Park as a whole. It doesn't tell you what to think, it just forces you to think. Whether you're a Mormon, atheist, or somewhere in between, the episode challenges you to be a little more self-aware and a lot less judgmental. So what did we learn from All About Mormons? For starters, you don't need a magic stone and a plate to make revelations. You just need good storytelling and a killer sense of humor. South Park didn't just mock a whole religion, it dissected the human need for belief, the absurdity of dogma, and the awkwardness of family dinners with unsettling precision. And along the way, it gave us one of the catchiest satirical songs in animated TV history. Not really. Kind of. Look, I like it, alright? So the next time you hear someone humming dum 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 dum, just remember, South Park didn't just make fun of Mormons, it made us laugh, think, and maybe even reevaluate our own dumb moments. And that's how South Park mocks a whole religion, with comedy, heart, and a touch of chaos. If you liked this deep dive, hit that like button and drop your wildest religious theory in the comments. Until next time, stay skeptical, stay kind, and maybe keep a seer stone handy. Just in case. You might run into a golden plate that needs translating.